I'm Jacqueline Delphin, and straight ahead on WVU News, if you're one of millions of Americans filing taxes this year, stay tuned for tax tips to get the most money in your pocket.
Are you one of the 65 million Americans suffering from back pain? I'm Greg Olenek, and straight ahead on WVU News, I'll tell you how relieving that back pain can be both fun and relaxing.
I'm Katie Ann Marshall, and I'll tell you how one community came together to honor a fallen deputy. Our award-winning WVU News starts now.
The Morgantown community and more came together to honor a fallen Monongalia County sheriff. I'm Jacqueline Delphin.
And I'm Krista Baker. Ahead, we'll take a look at how this sheriff's sacrifice has heightened high-speed chasing protocol across the state. Here on WVU News, an award-winning newscast produced by television journalism students at West Virginia University.
The mood in Monongalia County was a somber one on February 24th as thousands gathered to pay their respects to a dedicated deputy.
Sergeant Todd May was a 10-year veteran of the Monongalia County Sheriff's Department who was killed in the line of duty on February 18th.
WVU News reporter Katie Ann Marshall joins us now in the studio.
Katie Ann attended the funeral services and witnessed the heartfelt reactions of Sergeant May's family and friends. Katie Ann.
Thanks, Krista. More than 200 agencies came out in support of Sergeant Todd May. This is the first line of duty death for the Monongalia County Sheriff's Department in 34 years. With a unanimous vote, the Monongalia County Commissioners have approved to purchase a memorial plaque for Sergeant Todd May and will display it in the Sheriff's Department. I have the story on the events surrounding his death. More than 1,000 people packed the Chestnut Ridge Church for the funeral service of fallen Monongalia County Sheriff's Deputy Todd May. Over 200 agencies came out in support.
We've had a huge outpouring of support from emergency services and law enforcement agencies across the nation. And the family has been very grateful this morning to see such a large turnout to honor their son and their friend, Todd May.
The procession was over 7 miles long, and many citizens lined the streets to watch and pay their respects. Many people stood holding American flags and their hands over their hearts. In 2011, 173 officers were killed in the line of duty. Sadly, Sergeant Todd May is one out of 20 who has died this year. Sergeant Todd May was killed on February 18th after trying to stop a highway speed chase on I-79 North. May used his car as a roadblock, but the driver didn't stop, ramming into his cruiser. Monongalia County Sheriff's Department says the deputies took all the right procedures that day.
You know, in this situation, we've evaluated what the officers did, went over the 911 tapes and everything, and what they did in this particular chase, they did correctly. They announced the chase, they kept everybody informed of location, direction, speed, things like that. They did everything according to our policy and procedures.
In law enforcement, there are many factors considered when making decisions.
You know, we go out every day knowing that there's a possibility that that could happen. It's not anything that is easy to live with. It's not something that's easy to deal with, but those are things that we do, that our families know that we do. And in this instance, I really believe that had this not been Sergeant May that was the one that was killed, that somebody else may very well have been.
Police say when involved in a high-speed chase, if a person has already committed a felony, a pursuit is always called for. Officers of the Monongalia County Sheriff's Department have put a black stripe across their badges in remembrance of Sergeant Todd May. The department says it's a reminder of the ultimate sacrifice, and they will not be taking it off anytime soon. Krista and Jacqueline, back to you.
Thanks, Katie Ann. If you are one out of 65 million Americans suffering from some sort of back pain, relief is not far out of reach.
This form of treatment has been known to stimulate the body physically and mentally. WVU News health reporter Greg Olenek joins us now in the studio to tell you how this ancient tradition could benefit you. Greg?
Millions of Americans are impacted by some form of chronic back pain throughout their life, and it's the second most common reason for medical visits. I talked to someone who's found a more enjoyable way to relieve their pain. Nearly 1 out of 4 Americans suffer from back pain, but for Danielle Lindsay, yoga is the answer to chronic suffering.
Oh, it's really extreme. I have a hard time sleeping and things like that. So I've always just had a really bad back.
Many of the postures in yoga gently strengthen the muscles in the back as well as the abdominal muscles.
It's great for your back, for back pain, for any discomfort you may have in your joints.
Yoga has also been known to reduce stress and tension as well as improve breathing, which can lead to a better sense of well-being. Yoga has been practiced for more than 5,000 years, and currently more than 11 million Americans are enjoying the relief it provides from back pain. Yoga uses body movement and awareness to target back pain, and the poses are used to strengthen your back to reduce the pain you experience.
Yoga, one, that brings an awareness to how you're moving in your body, and then the poses, the asanas, those help to strengthen your back, the back muscles. They help to strengthen your core, which when your core is strong, your back is nicely supported.
Experts say yoga is beneficial for any age, whether you're 20 or 70 years old.
I feel very relaxed afterwards, so my whole body feels much better than any other exercise.
If you suffer from back pain, you can ask your family physician if yoga would be beneficial for you and your back. If you would like to view the class schedule or make an appointment with a yoga specialist, you can visit the website at the bottom of your screen. Krista and Jacqueline, back to you.
Thanks for that report, Greg. Tax season can have a negative impact on your wallet, and the average cost for a professional to file your taxes is about $230, Jacqueline.
But some people are now starting to find a quicker and easier solution to get their taxes done. I found one West Virginia student who found a free way to file her taxes this year. It's that time of year again, tax season. And with 200 million Americans filing taxes this year, Amanda Polzone says she's found an easier way to file online.
With being in college, every dollar counts, so it's very important that no one's filing anything wrong and missing out on $100 or $200 that they could have potentially gotten back if they just filed online and had the internet's help.
And with nearly 3 out of 10 Americans filing online, Amanda says she knows why. It's quick and easy.
It's more convenient when I can just come home from classes and if I have some extra time, sit down and start filing it. All the sites allow for you to save and pick and continue later if you don't have time to file all your taxes at once.
If you send your taxes through the mail, it could take 6 to 8 weeks for your refund. But by e-filing, you can cut down that time by 3 weeks. Last year, more than 80 million people found this option more reliable. Tax preparer Alexander Taylor says even when filing online, people make mistakes, such as missing deductions or filling out the wrong form.
Things that people generally miss are going to be your student loan, interest deductions. A lot of people aren't able to itemize, but if they can itemize, it's important to get all the expenses for work that weren't reimbursed and everything that has to do with your mortgage and your taxes paid.
But there are some tips to lower your chances. 1, keep all receipts and tax documents for 7 years. 2, use a professional website or an accountant. And finally, review.
I would recommend e-filing to everybody over mailing them in. You never know if something could get lost in the mail, or whether that being the check of your tax refund or you mailing out your taxes.
Regardless of how you choose to file, remember the average return is about $3,000. If you would like to learn more tax tips, you can visit the website at the bottom of your screen.
Looking for more ways to save money is always important, and with 15 million children in the United States living below the poverty line, even buying groceries can be a struggle.
But one local elementary school has found an affordable way to keep food on the table. Megan Hudock has more.
At the beginning of the school year, Reverend Kevin Kane and volunteers from Kingdom Evangelical Church started the 41-week lunchbox program where students are provided with enough food to last through the weekend.
Each week we get the opportunity to bring our beliefs into the public school system, not by handing out literature or anything like that, but by handing out love.
300 out of 465 children at Skyview Elementary are on a free or reduced lunch during the school week. The lunchbox program costs $350 per child and $100,000 a year for the program.
And one of the ways that you can tell a program is successful is because the lunch boxes come back on Mondays and the children are ready for them to be packed to take home the next weekend.
Every Monday, a group of about 25 volunteers gather at the church to load up the lunch boxes for the children. The lunch boxes are then distributed at Skyview on Thursdays and Fridays. Kingdom Evangelical Church puts food items in their lunch boxes such as Pop-Tarts and Chef Boyardee. They make sure to use non-perishable items such as this organic milk and canned fruit. There are 6 meals in the lunchbox, all adding up to 3,000 calories.
We just love these kids where they need it, and frankly, they need it in their bellies. These kids are hungry on the weekend.
Research indicates that hungry children do more poorly in school and have lower concentration. Megan Hudoff, WVU News, Morgantown.
For more information about how you can help in the community, you can visit the address at the bottom of your screen.
But changing gears, coming up on sports, reporter John Rutter introduces us to the newest member of the Mountaineer family.
It's one of West Virginia's most recognizable symbols. I'm John Rutter, and straight ahead on WVU Sports, I'll tell you about the latest Mountaineer who will be donning the buckskin next fall.
When you think of West Virginia University, the Mountaineer is one of the first things that comes to mind.
Absolutely, Jacqueline. And just recently, a new Mountaineer was named to take over for Brock Burwell.
WVU News sports reporter John Rutter was there to find out who was handed the musket and later caught up with our new Mountaineer.
Thanks, Krista and Jacqueline. The Mountaineer is one of the most beloved traditions here at West Virginia University. Just recently, the newest member to carry the musket was selected at the final home basketball game. After serving 2 consecutive years, Brock Burwell will finally hand his musket over. His successor, Jonathan Kimball, was chosen on February 26th out of 4 finalists. It's a sound that everyone can recognize. Brock Burwell has been shooting the musket off for the past 2 years. Now he will hand it over to the newest member to wear the coonskin cap. There have been 61 students to don the buckskin as the Mountaineer throughout the school's history, and fans are excited to find out who will become number 62.
I mean, I was holding my breath the whole time. It could be any of us 4, and when I heard my name come across the speakers, it was amazing. It's kind of a surreal feeling.
Jonathan Kimball. Jonathan Kimball was selected as the newest Mountaineer at the final home basketball game against DePaul. The culmination of a rigorous selection process that bears the true test of a Mountaineer.
And with Brock serving his 2 years, that's some big shoes to fill. But we have 4 great candidates, guys who love the university, they love the state.
Kimball has served as the alternate Mountaineer for the past year, and he couldn't be more excited to represent his state and university in the Big 12 Conference.
You know, you always must be able to maintain that image of honesty and that, hey, I'm a Mountaineer, I'm hardworking, I'm dedicated to the school always.
Kimball will officially take over as the Mountaineer on April 20th at the passing of the rifle ceremony, but he's already comfortable with his title. You can catch Jonathan in full uniform as he leads the Mountaineers onto the field for the blue and gold game on April 21st. Jacqueline and Krista, back to you.
Jonathan Kimball really deserves to be the new Mountaineer.
I know, Jacqueline. He will represent our university well in the Big 12. That wraps up WVU News. Remember to visit us online at our website. I'm Krista Baker.
And I'm Jacqueline Delphin. You can also watch any of our broadcasts on YouTube. The address is at the bottom of your screen.
Plus, follow us on Twitter. Thanks for watching WVU News. We'll see you next time.